Good morning. Good morning. It's Sunday morning. And as Bishop says, that clock on the wall tells us that it's time for the Newness of Life Christian streaming to be on the air. I'm Pastor Reesie Sharpe, and I'm so elated to be with you this morning. So get up, get some coffee, get some breakfast, get your cup of coffee, get some water, whatever you need to do to regenerate yourself and wake up. And we're getting ready to talk about organization and budgeting. So call somebody, text somebody, hit that share button so someone else can see this with you. Hit the like button, whatever you need to do to make sure that every time we're on the air, whether it's Bishop or myself, you'll be able to tune in to these live streamings while we are here. Good morning, Newness of Life Christian Center. Hello, hello, hello. Wake up, guys, wake up. If you don't see your member on the streaming somewhere, call them, wake them up, let them know last night you had your time of rest, and now it's time to get up and let's get started. How are you? God bless all of you all. I love my church family. Again, we want to say thank you so much for all the gifts of love that you shared with us during this pastoral anniversary. For this month of October, it is pastoral appreciation, but for us, it's pastoral anniversary. Yeah, we got started in October, 7 years ago, and Bishop started the ministry, and therefore on October we start celebrating every weekend of the month of October. We couldn't do it this time because of the pandemic, but the members still wanted to share love and let us know that you all appreciate us, and we appreciate you. To the others that are not members, we appreciate you also. We had other people to sow into our lives, and we so appreciate you. So we're getting ready to get started. This is my last session today. I enjoyed you. My daughters logged on, Vanika, Melody Hatchell, Prophetess Mary Fleming. Thank you so much. Call somebody else, text them, let them know this is my last session for a while. I don't know when I'm going to be back up here, but I'm going to try to chunk all of it in today. If you missed any of the sessions, this is part 3 today, organization and budgeting for your more season, part 3. Part 1 and part 2 are, of course, on FaceTime. Not FaceTime, but Facebook. My apologies. And also YouTube. So go back and listen to those. I'm laughing because Bishop showing me the names and stuff. He's never done that before. This tickling me. Okay. Rachel Moses and Jean, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm usually on the other side, so this is really different for me. So what was I saying? You can go back and view those sessions again. The worst place to be in is in a state of mind that says, I already know. I already know this. I already heard this. I already been there. I already done this. So make sure that you don't have that mindset, because once you do, it's a closed mind and you can't really receive anything. So we're getting ready to get started, and I'm going to try to chunk it all in today and make sure that if I miss something, I'm going to allow you to talk back and forth with me on the streaming. Sister Teresa is off today, so she'll be able to put some things up there for me. And I want to hear from you today, too. So let me know you're there. Just don't be behind the scenes. Put your name down there and say, hi, Pastor Reesie. I've got some awesome texts from people that said they've been enjoying the sessions. Some people tell me they just had to sharpen up their skills. They know some of the information, and you can get a lot of this information across the internet. But they enjoyed me, and I appreciate that, them even sharing that with me. Okay, so we're getting ready to get started. Again, as I always say, nothing can be done about 2020. It's almost gone. Don't try to chunk it all in and make something happen by December or the end of the year. Nothing can be done about the mistakes or decisions you made or other people caused you to make. But we can do something about 2021. And that's what we're setting ourselves up. I'm so excited for you. I'm excited for myself, because when we're teaching and pastors are teaching, the Holy Ghost is speaking to us, and it encourages all of us, not just you. So we're not just trying to point the finger at you and tell you what you need to do, but it's what we need to do also. So I'm excited about new ways. I told you 2 ways that you're in financially. The first one is you're trying to get rid of expenses and debt. And then you're in a position that you are budgeting to save. So you're in a position to budget, to get rid of expenses and debts, or you're in a position of budgeting to save. Nobody's just out there with a pocket full of money doing nothing. Otherwise, they're just bragging and want to be seen. We're not like that. We want to be in the land of plenty. In the land of plenty, you have more than enough. Somebody asks you, are you rich? If you say yes, that doesn't mean you got 2 and 3, 10, $20 million. It means you're in a state or position that you're comfortable, you have more than enough, even to share with someone else. So that's where you're trying to get to, the land of plenty. And in order to do that, you got to sacrifice. Now, that's what people don't like. They don't like to sacrifice. And when you're talking about budgeting, when you're talking about cutting out some of their little toys, cutting out some of those little things that they like to do and purchases they like to do and make, they don't like that. So then they kind of tune you out. But if you're serious about this, about budgeting, then you're going to get down to, as they say, the nitty gritty, and you're going to find some things that you shouldn't be doing, things you can cut out, and we're just going to have a good time today. Okay? Now, I want to say good morning to Dennis Battle and Vernita, Deacon Dennis Battle and Vernita Battle, and Teresa Johnson. Good morning to you. Y'all ready? I need for you to get some envelopes. I need for you to get some markers or a black marker or something so you can kind of do some props and stuff with me when I get started. You won't be able to do everything because I'll be continuing teaching maybe while you're writing, but you'll have some idea once I come off the air how to get started and what you need to do. Okay. Again, I always say nothing I'm saying you've got to do exactly. It's got to fit into your schedule, into your life. But the principles that I'm giving you, everyone needs to do that. When we say when you're purchasing a house, when you get ready to purchase a car, you need to pay as much as you can of credit cards as you can, get a lot of expenses out of your way. That's a principle you need to establish and hold. That's nothing to do with, oh, they said that, but I don't have to do that. No, everybody needs to do that because the less bills you get out of your way, the better you can focus on this big bill that's coming your way. And when it comes, it's going to change everything. If you get another house, it's not going to be the same cost of an apartment, and the utilities are not going to be the same. I heard somebody say, that's right. The water bill is not going to be the same. Insurance is not going to be the same. Nothing's going to remain the same. So when you get ready to do that, we encourage you to get as many expenses, credit cards, and unnecessary debt out of the way as you can so that you can focus on this large one, this blessing that's coming your way. Okay? So we are going to get started with organization again and budgeting, and we shared with you some things I'm going to run through right quick. We talked about organization is just planning and arranging where your money is going to go. Okay. It goes hand in hand with budgeting. You can't separate the two. You can't say I'm going to budget and I don't have any kind of organization. My check just comes in. I pay whatever I'm going to pay. And then this, that. You don't know anything because what's going to happen is things going to come from the left and the right, from the front and the back. Child may get sick. Something may go up that you anticipated was going to be a certain amount. And you only saved to the side a certain amount. But now it's jumped about $100. Well, you didn't really prepare for that. So budgeting and organization goes hand in hand. So we share with you that organization is just preparing and arranging where your money is going to go, where how your life is going to be established. We talked about time, about how people can pull on you and have you going in all kind of directions, and you'll have to say yes because you don't know how to say no, because you don't even know how your day is scheduled and where you're going to go and what you need to do and do you have enough gas and do you have enough time. So we said organization is should be a part of your lifestyle, should be a part of how you're arranging your money. All of it goes hand in hand. All right. Then we gave you different tools. We told you about the calendar. We told you about the physical calendar. We told you about the phone calendar. We told you about the different tools of saving, the banks we showed you. They're not back here anymore because Bishop does Tuesday and Thursdays streaming, so I wanted to take those down to look a little better. But we told you about the bottles, all those things that you can get. You've got to be excited enough to venture out yourself. While you're out there trying to buy Christmas presents, buy some presents for yourself. Buy some tools for yourself that's going to cause you to save in 2021. So we told you all about that, setting yourself up better. Now, I mentioned saving you from Christmas. And if I keep doing this, I don't know if allergies or something going on. But don't worry about that. I'll drink some water and we'll be fine. Okay? I just want to apologize for it. I mentioned saving you from Christmas only because a lot of times we purchase things for Christmas that we really can't afford. And it's supposed to be a joyous time. And it ends up being a sorrowful time because after everybody opens the presents and everyone's excited about it and you see them smile, you go home. And at the end of the year, end of December, first part of the year, you're trying to figure out when those credit cards come in, how you're going to pay them. That's not the way to give, people. If you're going to give something out and be sorrowful afterwards, you shouldn't have never taken the step to do that. So it takes preparation. So if you can afford to do it, if you plan to do it, then that's fine. But if you can't handle it, you've got to organize your finances so you can do what you can do and it's not putting you in a strain. Now we're going to get ready today. To get you ready, though, I've incorporated Christmas in this. So next Christmas, not this Christmas, next Christmas, you're going to be ready for whatever you want to be ready for. If you want to spend big, then you can do that. If you just want to just take your time and even it out and give certain ones this or that, you're going to be ready if you incorporate some of these tools I'm going to give you this morning. Y'all excited? I am for you. Okay, let's go. Let's go. All right. Now, we want to mention, now that we're getting ready to set up our budget, I'm going to set you up and show you how to set up a budget. Again, just incorporate into your life how it works for you. I'm going to show you about the cash envelope system. I'm going to show you some tools of different ways to save. I've got them here this morning. Nobody emailed me about them. I had a couple of people call me and wanted the sheets about how to save and the different things, tools that we have, little games or sheets that you can have. But I saved $1,000 in 2019 doing it. So I'm making a copy of mine and going to do it again. But nobody emailed me about it. I gave you the email, Reesie Sharpe at yahoo.com. But nobody emailed me. So I guess you got your own. I think today I have the email address where you can jump on it yourself and print it out if you want to. But hey, maybe you've got another way of doing it, but that's okay. Now, when you're talking about budgeting and you're talking about setting up your budget and doing all these things, I want to mention that I haven't mentioned before, and that's the word goal. Okay? The word goal. You have to have goals. What is a goal? A goal is, well, let's say this way. What a goal is not is a wish. Okay? A goal without a plan is just a wish. A lot of wishing going on. I wish I had a better car. I wish I had a home instead of the apartment. I wish I could go on a better vacation. I wish I could go on vacation. A lot of wishing going on. Only because it's not planned, it's not arranged. A goal without a plan is just a wish. So some people just keep on wishing, because they don't have anything set up. So we don't want you to keep wishing that you were out of debt. We want you to plan so you can get out of debt and stay out of debt. Okay? Now, a goal now is a desire, a plan, or an idea to be carried out by a certain time frame. Time frame, arranging, preparing, all that sounds like what? Sounds like organization to me. Okay? So a goal without a plan is just a wish. And we don't want to keep going year after year after year just wishing for these things. We got to put the work in, guys. We got to put the work in. So a goal is a desire. We want you to have goals. There are long-term goals, short-term goals. It's so much stuff I was looking over last night, and I was like, I just can't get it all in today. But I've got to, because I want to get Bishop back up and share with you some things the Lord is sharing with him. But it's so detailed, and it takes a while. It takes months to do because you want to take your time and impart so much. But you're going to have to put the work in and start from where I've started you, continue from where I started you, and just get excited about it and go from there, okay? So a goal is a desire. We have those, don't we? It's a plan. Sometimes we don't have that. And it's an idea. We got plenty of those to be carried out by a certain time frame. So that's what we want to do. We want to set some goals up. What are some of your goals? Put them down there. It can be a goal, not necessarily for you. I don't want you to tell all your business. I don't want you to say, I want to pay my house off. That's nobody's business if you haven't paid your house off or a car or whatever. I'm just saying, put down there some goals that people can set. I'm naming some. To pay off your house, to pay off your car, to get rid of some of these medical bills, to get some of these loans paid off. Y'all ready for that? to get rid of a lot of credit card payments, a lot of things that we just want to eliminate. We've got to set some goals for them. Now, what I don't want you to do is when you set up goals, I don't want you to set up that you want to pay your house off in 3 months, and your mortgage may be a house that's $250,000 house, or 300 or more, whatever you got, $100,000 house. We don't come putting a goal up there as I want to believe God to pay off my house in 3 months. Come on, guys, let's be realistic. So unrealistic goals set you back. You'll tear up your paper, you'll fold up this stuff and say, hey, I want no part of this. I'm just going to do what I got to do. But you've got to be realistic. So we want you to set up your goals in a realistic way that you won't get discouraged, but you'll be encouraged by what you're doing. If you plan and organize your stuff right, if you set up your finances like you should, this will be an enjoyment, and it'll be a lifestyle and not a chore. So many people deal with finances, and even sometimes when I even look at different things, teachings of finance, I'm looking for somebody too. I want the truth, but I also want them excited about it and not so stern, because it's got to be something that you become, it becomes enjoyable for you. Now, not at the start, even like when you're even doing spiritual things, fasting and stuff, you may not enjoy that at first, but when you start seeing the benefits of it, first you know that it's beneficial to you, then you start seeing the benefits of it, it becomes enjoyable. When it starts out, it may not be that way. But I'm telling you, once you start seeing the money come in, more money coming in than going out, then you're going to be excited. When you start seeing in the mailbox less bills, like, oh my goodness, have I paid everything up already? Oh my goodness, I got to go back and check. I think I missed something. You're panicking because you paid your bills. You're not panicking because your bills are due and you don't have the money, but you're panicking to make sure, hey, I paid my bill on time. And what did I say? Pay bills on time, or what? Before time. That's what we're trying to get to, okay? So when you set up your budgeting, you need goals. Now, goals can be 6 months to a year, long-term goals. It can be 3 to 6 months. That could be a short-term goal, or you can set up a short-term goal of 1 to 6 months. It's all what you do. I think I saw Linda Brinson. God bless you up there. Thanks for tuning in. And some other people that he mentioned up there, Evangelist Jackie Bellamy and Vincent Bellamy. Shout out to you. Faith Harrison, girl, hi. Shout out to you. We appreciate you for tuning in. We're going to go into 2021 excited. We're going to go in with a better spending habit in our life, a better, making it a lifestyle, incorporating it in, and we're just going to be better in 2021. Terry Johnson, shout out to you. Thanks for tuning in. Go back and view part 1 and part 2, and this will be part 3, and we're going to be set for 2021. All right. Excuse me. Now, let's go to setting up your budget. I want to talk about ways to set up the envelope system. I mentioned that, and I talked about the goals. And again, you know, I told you about if you see the light shining, the spotlight that we have is shining on my glasses. Don't laugh at my reading glasses. I tell you, you guys that are on these computers and teachers that are doing this virtual stuff, your eyes, you need some reading glasses or something, because these computers will just, if you're a person like me that stays on the computer daily, hours upon hours, it does something, and you need some reading glasses or something for you to protect your eyes and stuff. So I'm going to be using these every now and then. I want to talk to you about cash versus cards when we're setting up this budget thing. Cards give you, I told you, a false power. I don't know if I mentioned it or not. When you don't have the ability to do what you want to do, a lot of times cards are there and it gives you false power. Why do I say that? Because it makes you feel like, even though I don't have the money to do this, even though my husband told me we don't have it to do, but I saw it and it was on sale and I just wanted to get it. Credit cards give you the false power to think that I can have it, even though I don't have the physical money to do it. Even though my check that's coming in this week or coming in this month tells me that I'm not able to do it. So with credit cards versus cash, if you have a problem with hitting that, swiping that, it's okay, bitch, swiping that card, you need to start setting up the envelope system with cash so that you will see how much cash is going out. So you'll be able to think, wait a minute now, I'm pulling out too much. I'm looking at my envelope. It's not enough. I'm going to share that with you. So you can slow down and take a minute. With a card, what y'all want to eat? Here, take the card. You don't even know what's on the card. You don't know what the balance is. You don't know what the interest is. All you know, and some people say, well, I don't do that. I use my debit card, and it comes out of my account. You're not even checking on your register. You're not balancing your checkbook. So how do you know you can even swipe your debit card? I do that. I use mine often. But I know what's in my account. I know what I can swipe and what I can't. I know when to pull back and use something else. And that's how you've got to be. If you're not there, you're going to get there. But you can't just keep swiping and swiping, even if it's coming from your checking account. What's in your account? And you can't call that number. You know, we used to make that mistake. We used to call that number and it says, oh, you have $650 in the bank. Well, 400 of it may have gone to mortgage or rent, 560 of it. And maybe you don't have but 50, and you're getting ready to swipe some clothes, swipe some food, swipe some gas, just swiping because they told you had a certain amount. It hasn't cleared yet. It hadn't gone through yet. So you've got to learn to, every time you swipe, every time you write a check, every time you do something that's pulling on your account, automatic account, you've got to write it down, because whether it's gone through or not, you did a check for your church. Don't call nobody and talk about has it gone through. Just make sure they got it. Now, that's the thing you want to do. Make sure they got it. But whether it's gone through that week, you got it, you gave it 3 days from when you gave it, a week, whatever. Let the people take their time and put it in, whatever they're doing. But your responsibility was to know that once I wrote it out, it was gone, and let it be that way. Okay? Y'all ready? So you want to know that cards versus cash, you've got to decide which is better for you and which will work for you. And you've got to admit that if you have a problem with swiping that card, putting that chip in there and using that card and not keeping up with what your balance is and what you can do, knowing that, hey, if I swipe and get some clothes or bought those nice shoes that were on sale, and everything that's on sale you should be getting. If I did that and my utility bill is coming up and I'm short, I made a bad choice. Okay? All right? So we need the envelope system if you're having a bad habit of doing that. Now, let's go with the budgeting sheet. And because, again, I don't have the avenue of showing and listing everything down here, what you should do. You should have some sort of sheet. I'm going to try to put it up there that looks, it doesn't have to look like this. You can write it down. But something to the effect of this. And I can't see what you see. Can they see this? Mm-hmm. Okay, you can see this. It says a budgeting sheet. And it's got the pay period up there. And you'll see 4 slots at the top. Can you see that, Bishop? Mm-hmm. Okay, 4 slots at the top because pay period 1, 2, 3, 4 mean you get paid every week, or if you get paid every 2 weeks, you'll adjust it. And if you get paid once a month, you'll adjust it. And if your spouse is involved, that's what that second line is for. All right? Because he doesn't get or she doesn't get to leave her salary out. They get to put theirs down there too, because what? All monies go together. Married people. All monies go together. Married people. All monies go together. Put that down there. Married people. All monies go together, right? You shouldn't be spending your money paying certain bills, and he's got his check paying certain bills, and the lights start blinking. You run in there asking him, did he pay the light bill? And if the mortgage, just crazy stuff. Nobody knows what's going on. Now, if you don't want to do yours like that, these are principles. This is something you should be doing. You're one. You should be operating as one. Only thing should change is that one of the partners has a gambling problem, drug problem, something else that's pulling, that's not doing things the right way, the godly way. Then, of course, we don't advise people to put your money with somebody that's going to take it and go buy drugs with it, go gamble with it, go buy lottery tickets. None of that is a godly mannerism, so we wouldn't suggest that, okay? So we're not talking about that. But on this sheet, let's do the budgeting sheet. We're going to get you to write down some things. Y'all ready? Okay. On the budgeting sheet, you're going to have your pay period listed up there, what you get paid as your net coming in, not your gross. Of course, you're going to look at your gross, and you're going to know that after you take your tithes and offering out, when you get your net, it's coming out of your gross, of course. We teach that. But when you get your net amount, that you're bringing home, that's what you're going to write on this sheet. And we're not telling you to write your gross up here. We're trying to say whatever your net is, what you're bringing home, that's what you're going to write up here, okay? So you're going to put your pay period up there, and then you're going to put the income up there. And, of course, the first thing you're going to do, and we're not teaching something out in the secular world. We're teaching the godly way. And the first thing you're going to do is take out your what? Your tithes and offerings. Put it down there. Don't be ashamed. Be excited about giving back to God what belongs to him. The 10th of all your increase goes back to God. Amen. Somebody say amen down there. Put some likes, put some things up there to let me know you agree with that. If you don't agree with that, hey, I got to stop you right there. And I don't need to teach you about nothing else, because we got to get that right first, right? We got to give God back to him what belongs to him. Okay? And then we're going to put down different things, and I'm going to list some things, and I want you to put some things that I may not have covered. You need to know that you have to have, this is one of your goals. The reason that you're setting up the budget, the reason that you're trying to do all this is because you have to have more coming in than you got going out. Meaning I have to have more money coming in to my household. You've got to have more coming into your household than you've got going out. All these bills, all these extra things that's going out. All this accessories and all these beauty supplies and all the stuff that you're doing, spending money. Take out all this stuff we're going to talk about real quick. And you've got to have more money coming in than you've got going out. If you are short, if you are lacking, that's where you're going to go in and you're going to research and find out, what can I cut out of my going out to make my coming in more of an increase. So maybe I've got to cut some things out so when my money comes in, I can add to some of this stuff that I've cut out, and then I'm on top. Okay? So some of the things I've listed down here, emergencies and retirement, vacation, you're going to list your mortgage, your taxes, your home insurance, your repairs. You've got furniture, you've got utilities, you've got the alarm system, the water bill, the gas bill, the phone, the garbage bill. We have to pay garbage out here for somebody to come take our trash can and dump it in there and let it stay there, and we go out there and roll it back. We have to pay for in the areas, certain areas, you have to pay. Okay, so you got your phone. Some people don't have phone anymore; they've got cell phone. You got your cable bill, and it's extremely high most of the time. And a lot of times I've gone in and canceled some things because I wasn't even watching the channels. I'm like flicking through the channels, and sometimes you hit stuff you shouldn't be seeing. I'm like, how did they get up there? Because it was part of the package. You need to go in and check sometimes and see, are we even watching these channels? We're paying for channels that we're not even watching, okay? And then you got food, groceries, entertainment, all those things. So what you're going to do is you're going to put your net amount, how much you're bringing in for that net amount. You're going to take out your tithes and offerings first, and then you're going to work from there. You're going to list down, when you're setting up your budget, you're going to list everything you spend money for. I just gave you a certain list up here, utilities, mortgage, rent, whatever. But when you set up a budget, and I'm going to stop right there, even if it takes up all my time here. When you set up a budget, you have to write down everything you spend money for. Don't just list utilities and the cell phone and the gas bill and all this stuff, the big things that everybody sees. You need to list down everything. You hear me? Everything. Your nails, your hair appointments, haircuts for your children, money you spending, you don't feel like cooking, even though you may even have a food card that the government is giving you. You have the audacity to go and order some food or go pick up some food. That's what they're giving you the card for. Come on now. They're saying, hey, your children are at home. Well, you say they eating. Well, that's what people do. They eat when they're hungry, right? But the government, we as taxpayers were paying for it at the school. Now they're home. Well, don't get mad with them if they're hungry. If they're hungry, feed them. That's why they increased the card. They gave you a certain amount, but they're saying now that your children were home learning virtually, you're going to have to feed them. So the amount of money they were giving you at first wasn't enough, so they're adding to it. It wasn't so you could have a barbecue for everybody. It wasn't so you could go out and eat steak and and oxtails and all this expensive stuff that costs money. Now you just buying all this stuff just to be having a good time. That's the wrong thing to do. Feed your children. Feed them, okay? Use what you have in your hand to use. Don't go and spend your money that you need to pay bills with and you have that thing, okay? So you need to list down everything. Y'all putting some things down? List everything. You got to be honest with yourself, because if you don't, you're going to miss it somewhere and keep wondering why you can't make it work. And it's because you're not being honest, okay? So you're going to list down all those things. Now, when you're setting up your budget, you're going to list down the amount that you're working with, which is your net income you're bringing home. You're going to take out your tithes and offerings, and then you're going to look down and see everything that you need to be working with. I don't know how much you can see. Everything that you need to be working with. Now, I just listed those things, but when we start talking, I've got some detailed things we're going to work with. So you're going to list those things down, and those are going to be your expenses, things that are going out of your house. Then you're going to write down assets. Now, your income, of course, is going to be an asset, but you may have some other income that's coming in from somewhere else. You might have another job. You might have something you're doing on the side. You may have child support coming in. Don't leave that out now. You may have some other things of asset that may be coming in that you can add and then work it out. What you're trying to do is, once you list how much net income you have coming in, then you're going to add up everything you spend money for, down to the chip nail that you had to go back to the shop and get it put back on or whatever they do, okay? List everything down to the haircuts of the boys, of the hairdos of the girls, the pedicures. You got to list everything down. You got to be honest with yourself. So when you write down everything, I have, say, $1,900 coming in. If you had $1,900 coming in as net for that week, and then you added everything up, and you're $2,500 in expenses. Something wrong, okay? So you got more going out than coming in. What you're trying to do is bring that number of expenses down so you're living below your means. You want to live within your means and then even get below your means. It just depends on how much budgeting you're trying to do, okay? So that's what you're going to do with that budget. I'm going to come back to that. If you got any questions, put them down there. Bishop's going to see them, and I'm going to answer whatever I can, okay? Now, this is going to help you. You go find on the net. This is mine, grocery list. I don't put all these, even when my daughter was born and in school, I didn't put all this stuff down about all these pictures on the refrigerator and you drawings. Y'all better put this drawing right here up. Find you a grocery list. No excuse. If you've got a computer, you can print this out. Find a grocery list sheet that you need to be writing down what your grocery should be when you get ready to go to the store. Take a snapshot of it. Go into the store and get only what you need. If you go in the grocery store, Bishop taught a lot of this stuff I don't have to teach. You go in the grocery store hungry, you're going to buy some of everything in there. Ooh, this would be good. Ooh, this would be good. Ooh, this would be good. I'm hungry for this. I cook this tomorrow and cook this the next day. Ooh, this would be good. No, and you end up going in there maybe needing some bread, some vegetables, and a pack of hamburger or something that you're going to do all this with. Coming out with $150, $200 bill because you didn't have a list. Again, planning. This is planning. This is organizing your life. This is organizing your finances, that you're going into this grocery store with the intention, with the preparation that you're only going to spend so much, okay? So you need one of those. You need this also. This is a calendar. Sometimes people work with physical calendar. This is just something from the, oh, wow. Is the thing still focused or whatever? Okay. All right. Now, he's checking on my grandkids. I have my grandkids with us this weekend. So if you hear some noise, then that's them. But they're so sweet and everything, being back there, being quiet because we're on air. Is that still straight and stuff? We're on air. And I said, then you get on air with yours. Tell us we all going to be on air and stuff. So they're being real quiet back there. So Nanny can be on the stream. So you need a calendar. A calendar so you can list down things. Maybe you want to use it for what you need to do. Bills you need to pay, things you need to take care of. Print a couple of these out, maybe appointments ahead of time. This is just blank. I have these at our church that people can just grab and take. Isn't that something? You don't have to pay for it. Just grab and take them and just use them for when you need to list different things. Maybe you need to be at a certain place. If you're not there, what do we say? It's going to cause you to have to pay a fee. Now when you go to medical places and appointments, even hair appointments. I know a hairdresser that says if you don't call her at a certain time, we're not going to call your name out. But it's a good policy because your time is precious. If you're not going to show up for an appointment, that's the money that they lost when they could have put somebody else in your place. So you have to be respectful to them, not treat them like they're just there to serve you. They're there to give you a service, but also time is what? Time is money. So you need to set things up. That's another part of organization, right? Okay, now we're gonna go into I don't see any questions about budgeting or anything to setting it up. So you gotta have more coming in than going out. You're gonna list everything that you spend money on, everything, and you're gonna try to balance it out. If you have a deficit or the expenses are coming up to be more than what you have coming in, then you got to lower that number of expenses. You got to dive in and take some work diving in and see what I can cut out. What I need to eliminate to make that number lower and under the amount that I have as a net income. Okay? Got that? Okay, I'm trying to go a little faster here. I'm doing good on time. Okay, we talked about the goals, right? Any questions about goals? Now, with the envelope system, this is what Bishop wanted me to get into with you, and we're going to talk about that. With the envelope system, we want you to I looked at a couple of things on the net and Amazon and how Yolanda Thompson and Jeannie Suggs and Wade. I know you're ready for the envelope system. You like this. He loves this system. I looked at a couple of things on the Amazon and other places, and they've got tools, envelope, different exciting, pretty things, and they were $20 and they were $17, and that's good. If you want to get that, you like pretty things, you like to buy things and have your stuff organized like that, go for it. If you can afford it, do that. Me personally, I can purchase any of those things I want to up there. I have the ability to do that. Just because, and I told you, just because a person has enough money to do a particular thing, that doesn't mean they need to do it. I personally like to see, I see that particular thing right there. I don't really want to buy that because eventually you're going to have to change something, do something. One lady was saying as she kept stuffing her money in her cash envelope, it's starting to pop and break. Well, she's going to have to go back and purchase some more and all that. I like to do things that once I use it, if it starts to mess up, I can just go get some more. So what I decided to do, if you want to do that, that's fine. What they have up there is the different envelopes, budgeting books that you can have and open up and write your budget down and do all those things. Me personally, I can just get a regular notebook and do this. I can get some plain paper and do this and fix my budget. I can punch some holes in it, put it in a nice notebook, and put it out of sight from other people nosing in my business that may come through your house. You don't ever want to put your stuff out and display your stuff. Nobody should. That's why I say put your bills somewhere where nobody sees them. When they walk in your house, oh, Sears is calling. Oh, the cable people are calling. Oh, this envelope should be this color. It's red. I know what that means. Put your business out of sight. That's your business, okay? So we're saying that you can have these things if you want to, but I like to see where I can save money. So what I did was check it out. If you have a coupon book, you know the little coupons where they have the little small coupon books and you can, they have the little tabs up there. You can get those, all these from the Dollar Tree. I went back and saw some things that I got. Look at this. This is something that someone gave me. This was $2.88. And this is just a little folder that they, little file thing that they gave me, tied it up. I think I got it at a church. Somebody gave it to me. Okay, so what this has is the, let's see, can I see, show it to you. This has the little accordion little things in there. And I took those and labeled those. Now I could use this. I don't have to get a file box and pay $20. I can go to the dollar store. This only cost me $2.88. It didn't cost me $17.99. So in this right here, I have I've got gas receipts. I've got housing receipts. I've got office. I've got need to record things, certain things that when you go back and take something back to the store, I like to always keep those receipts, and then I go back on my computer, make sure you gave my money back. I've got gifts. I've got little things, and you can label yours what you want to. Now, what I want to talk about too is you decide whether you are a person that like to pay your bills online. That means when you set up when we talk about the cash envelopes, you may want to leave your money in the bank and pay your bills from there. And then what I want to do with you is once you leave your money in the bank to pay bills with, and then you have the other money, we need to know what you're going to do with that money. And that's when the problem comes in. We're going to talk about the cash envelope. I'm going to spend the rest of my time with some other stuff. And then at the end, I'm going to give you some questions to ask yourself before going into debt. But I'm going to stay with the cash envelope system right now, because I think the problem is sometimes people know they're getting their check and it's time to pay your rent or your mortgage, And then they have that, but then you may have a couple of $100 left. Now, what you do with that couple of $100 is the problem. You can't leave it there because you're going to keep swiping that card and swiping that card. And if you take it out, what are you going to do with it? You can't just keep it in your purse, keep it in your wallet, guys, or whatever you're going to do. That money has to have a destination. And what did I say? Either you're budgeting to get rid of expenses and debt, or you are budgeting to save. One of those two things has to be going on. So this is one of the little things that I have. Oh, I love this. And you can just put your envelopes in here that you're setting up and then put it in a place where it's private for you. And then you can look through there. Okay, Bishop's going to take that. Now, the other thing I did was I looked and found one of these right here. See that? A lot of people have these little letter holders. They ain't costing you that much. Y'all see it? Okay. And then I took some white envelopes. I didn't have to have the little fancy things there. I took the white envelopes and made my own. Okay, this is not something I did months ago when I teach. These are fresh. So I made an envelope for me. See it? You see me right there? Then I made an envelope for car insurance. Made an envelope for credit cards. Okay. Made an envelope for property taxes, all that stuff. And then look, I turned around and made one for savings, one for car. Notice some of these are red, some of these are green. I did that. Look what this is. I wonder, can you figure out what this is? This is vacation, birthdays, spouse. This is food. I wonder why that's yellow. And these cars and me, the car and the savings, what is this? And mortgage is green. Wonder why I did that. I did that just to have fun. Mortgage, you better go with it. Green means what? Go. I got to go with that and make sure that's taken care of. I got to make sure my car payment is taken care of. I don't have one, but if you have one, then make sure that's taken care of. I got to make sure I have some savings. Bishop told you about saving for yourself when you're taking care of all this. I got to have that. Now, I wonder why I had this other stuff in yellow that says fun time. That says fun time. It's got fun time up here, entertainment, eating out, and orders. Eating out, taking out. Okay? That stuff right there, vacation, birthdays, and then food. I put that in yellow as caution. Know your colors. Red means stop. Yellow means caution. Green means go. I put that as a caution to have some fun with it. I enjoy budgeting. I make it fun. So I put those things in yellow. You can involve your children in this. The reason your children keep asking for things is because you're training them that way. You tell them when they ask for different things, you say, I'll get it for you. You can't get it for you. I'll get it next week when I get paid. I'll do something. But they got a ton of toys piled up in a closet, taking up another room where somebody could sleep in, a bedroom full of toys. You still telling them how you're going to still get them this, get them that. On the TV, and when I had my granddaughter in the grocery store yesterday, and I was getting different things, and she said, Nanny, can I get this? Nanny, can I get this? I was like, no, because you already have that at home. Can I get this? No, you don't need that. And I was talking to her as we were walking down the aisle. People don't do that anymore. Our parents would tell us, and I tell my grandkids when we're going in the store, here's the rule. You can look at anything you want to look at. You can desire anything you want to. We're going into the store today to do one particular thing or whatever we came in the store for, and that's it. I had no problem with them when I went in the store the other day. And I made the mistake of going down first. You know, you walk in the store and you go down the aisle. I made the mistake of going down the toy aisle. I didn't want to go down the toy aisle. I wanted to keep them from that because they're tempted with it. Don't get mad when your kids ask for different things. They're children. They're going to do that. We went down the toy aisle, and I said, oh, my goodness, I didn't mean to go down this aisle. And my granddaughter, Dalen, said, oh, it was a good idea. She's so smart. To go down the toy aisle because that's what they wanted to see. But you know what? They didn't ask me. They pulled different things out, but they didn't cry and pull on me for different things because I talked to them outside the store and told them this was the rule. We went in to get them something clothing-wise, but it wasn't to go get toys because I know they have a ton of toys that they probably could start a store with. So I already knew that wasn't happening, okay? So you need to train your children, get them involved in the envelope system. You allowing them to save all this money in banks and stuff, but they just keep saving for what? To just pull it out and buy toys that they already have? Teach them sometimes That, hey, if you want a particular thing, have you saved up for it? No. Well, okay, next time you get some money, or save a certain amount of money, and maybe you can get this. You'll find out that they won't want to spend their money all the time. They want to pull back then because they want you to spend money on them, but they don't want to spend their own money. Okay, so this was something simple that you can get. Get you some envelopes. These are envelopes that cost $1 a box, right? And I just took some little sticky labels and made my own little labels up there. But if you want to go to Amazon and different stores to buy these little fancy things, and when I finish with this, all I have to do is get another envelope out the box and continue on. I don't have to be trying to find a label to put here or buying some extra envelopes and all that stuff. Okay? You understanding? Put it down on the bottom of the screen so Bishop can tell me that you're getting something from this. Okay? Now, this also is a good idea. Okay, somebody said, what is the best account to have to help save? Okay.
I guess for their child. They have a child.
Okay, a best account for a child.
Harrison asked that.
Okay. Somebody's asking the best account to have for a child. Okay, you that have small kids out there, I'm going to keep going, but I want you to give some answers up there. She has a fat cat account. So you all know what a fat cat account is. Or another account that's better for a child. Put down there on the screen so she can see that. So you can share with her. There's another account that's good for a child. And what I'll do is I'll look into that if they don't put the answer down there. That they can save. Bishop is pointing to the different things. He's going to bring the banks over here that we give to our grandkids and stuff. I think she's talking about in the account that they can start like a bank account that they can go with their children. He wants me to share the little banks that you can get that they can't really get into and they can't see the money. We've got bottles that we shared on the other videos. You can get the ATM banks. I've got one over here that he's going to go around and get different things, little fun things that they can get. My deacon purchased some of the ATM banks for his grandchildren the other day when we did the teaching. I ordered those for him. They're so excited about saving because they're putting the money into the bank. Okay, this is one that this is mine. You know, hey, if I'm acting like a child and I'm saving and I got the money, hey, I'll just keep acting like a child then. But I like little stuff like this. This is saying welcome Reesie and it's asking me my PIN number and all that. And it's got the demo button that tells you hello and tells you. Okay. So this is a real ATM machine that I can put my number in there and I can my money can be in here locked down and just make it fun for them. If the kids are excited, they're going to say we've got the bottles and stuff. But what you probably are talking about is the kind that you are at the bank and you want to start an account for the children. You can do that. So they're going to list some things down there. And I'll check into that for you, maybe to find out some different. I won't be back teaching, but when Bishop comes back up, he'll be able to share that with you next week. But you all that know that you've got kids and starting things for them, if you've already been through that, then share with her down there some of the good bank accounts that can be shared. But we have the kids little fun things like that they can save, and they're excited about it. I think last time they had a couple of over $100 that they had saved. That they had the little bottles and they had the money from birthdays and all that. Teaching them that they don't really, if they don't have to need certain things, they have all this stuff. That's another ATM machine. These are mine. These are not my grandkids. These are mine. These are my toys that I save money in. So you put your money in there and welcome back, it says. That means I haven't put money in this one for a long time because it's telling me welcome back. So, different things that you can have set up. Now, what I want to finish is, thank you for that question. Shows me that you're listening. What I did also, you all have all these pocketbooks and all these wallets and stuff. So, you can get something like this. See this sticking up here? And it says credit card number 1. And then I've got one in here that says home insurance. So, you can take an old wallet that you're not using anymore. Look at these slots here. You've got these slots here that you can put envelopes in, and you can use it that way. This can be your budget cash envelope system that you can use, and then you can just put it somewhere. Somebody think it's an old wallet, or it's flexible. Look, flexible enough to put somewhere where you can just hide it and nobody can see it. Okay. Now, another wallet that I found. You all see these, ladies? You see these double zippered wallets that I had. Old wallet, it even tearing on the end right here. This was perfect. I didn't have to use one other ones that I have that are good. This is one that's on the side. It's kind of something I don't want to take out anymore. So I'm not throwing it away. I'm not giving it to Goodwill. I'm using it as a, showing you today how you can use it as a cash envelope system thing. So now this is what happened with this. With these right here, this particular, okay, this is a regular size envelope. So when I began to put this in here, notice it says tithes and offerings. I began to put this in here, it would not fit. It's not going down far enough. And as more envelopes get in there, it's not going to close good. Oh, well, I'm not going to give up. I'm not like that. So what I did was I took the envelope and I sealed it like it's supposed to be. And I turned it over. And I cut a portion about this much off the bottom of it. And now it fits. It fits. It fits. So you can put your money in there. Okay. So now when I put it in here, it goes all the way to the bottom. Okay. So now I've got all these envelopes in here. Let's see the envelopes that I have in here. My time is ticking by and I want to make sure that you understand this. So what you're going to do, I'm going to the bank. Take me. I'm going to the bank because I got paid on Friday. So I went to the bank on Friday and I know I want to work this cash envelope system that Pastor Reesie is teaching about. So I don't know what it was. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm going to the bank and I need to get out. I'm going to leave in the bank a certain amount of money for my mortgage, my utilities. I'm talking about a person now that's working their checking account and doing their other envelopes here. And what these are called, the envelopes that you're going to use at home if you're going to work that way, are called sinking funds. Okay? They're called sinking funds, and I'm going to show you what that is in a minute. So I'm going to the bank. And I know that I have to leave my mortgage, utilities, and maybe my cable is due this particular pay period. So what I'm going to do is go to the bank, and I'm not just going to say, maybe mortgages, give me a number, maybe, I won't say maybe $600. Okay, get your calculator out. It's $600. And then maybe my cell phone bill is due, and it's maybe $125. Is that a good number? $125. So now 600 and the 125 is what? 725. Okay. And now my utility bill. Get ready for that. You had a break in the summertime, but now winter is coming. And I tell you, they're going to make you pay for the Christmas lights. They're going to make you pay for all this stuff. And then your heat bill is going to be higher than your cooling bill. So now the utility bill, $325. Add that up. And it's a total of
$1,050.
Wow, $1,050. Well, you only brought home maybe $1,800, $1,500. I don't know if that's a good number for you. Okay, so maybe you're gonna say out of that, it's what? How much? $1,050. Well, $1,050. You brought home. Am I giving a good number? Say maybe you brought home $1,500. So $1,500 minus the $1,050. He's gonna tell me what that is, and this is the amount that you're gonna take out of the bank. And that's how much? So $1,500 minus $1,050 is, he's working on it. He's working on it. Sometimes technology don't work right. Okay, y'all got the answer for me? $1,500 minus $1,050. $450 is what you gotta pull out of that bank so you won't have that extra money in there after you paid your mortgage or rent, rent for $700. And then after you left that utilities in there, paid that utilities, and paid that cable. After you've done those three things, you got $450 left. Dangerous to leave it in there, okay? So this is where your envelope system comes in. But when you go to the bank, you know you need to take out $450. I found it odd sometimes, and then I figured it out. When you ever go to the bank and people ask you, how do you want your money back? I want to take out $450. And they always, most of the banks that I deal with say, how do you want it back? And I always like, it don't matter. And I kept figuring out, why are they asking? You know why? Most of us black people we just say, it doesn't matter. Just anyway, large bills, we don't matter. You know, because what people are doing that are on a budget, they go to the bank and they request certain bills to work in the envelope system. And not necessarily that's what they're doing, but this is what most of the time is happening. When you want to get that $450 out, you've got to decide, and let me stop and go back. Where are you going to put the money? Don't go there and say, I want, they give, or just say, it doesn't matter. And they give you 400 bills, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a $50 bill. Or break the 50 down and give you 4 big bills. Now you're going home trying to do your envelope system with 4 big bills. How are you going to break that down? You can't. So what do I need to do? I need to go to the bank knowing that I'm getting $450 out. This is so exciting, man. I got to come back. Y'all want me to come back? I just enjoy this teaching. I got to stop, though, and let Bishop go on. But I just enjoy it so much because I've been to the point where I had more coming. I had more going out than coming in. I've already been to that point. I've even done the part, guys, where you do the, I think he mentioned about, what's the place in Raleigh with the furniture? Rooms to go thing when we were doing furniture in the other house. And it told you about how you could do it a 2-year, a 5-year thing. And I did that. I've done the part where I didn't organize and I allowed that time to pass me by, even though we tell you that's a good thing to do. Now, you got to beat the system. The system is there, but always remember it's not there to help you. It's there to receive money. They're betting that you will forget the day that you have to pay that balance. They're betting now. They start off one time of giving you those, the furniture and all, paying it by that certain time. Then they stopped that and said, even though we're giving you 2 to 5 years to pay it, you've got to still make a monthly payment. I don't know if Bishop knew that because I heard him mention a lot of times about that. But you still got to pay a monthly payment. Now, what happens is if you don't pay that monthly payment, you void the fact that you have 2 to 5 years to pay this. And what happens is you still have the 5 years, but what they're going to do is add all that interest for 5 years, all that interest for 3 years, because you're not paying your monthly payment. So you've got to be organized and beat the system. Take it. Go for it. If you need to put furniture in your house, you just bought a house. If you need to replace something in your house and you want to use them or another place, use it. But you got to organize. You got to look in your calendar. You got to use something. You got to get your phone. You got to put in that calendar that tells you that on such and such 2022, 2025 or whatever, you've got to have the balance and go up a couple of weeks and pay that bill by then. And then put in your calendar every payment that needs to, see, this is some work. Every payment that needs to be paid to this place or whatever place that you set up that's allowing you to pay, Best Buy or any place. If you get electronics and they allow you 6 months to a year. I've gotten things 18 months. And the only thing that keeps me from paying them off is I have an itch after I do it. I do it to establish credit, to allow me to have those months and pay, to let creditors know that I do know how to pay on time. I do pay my bills. I do what I have to do. But I have an itching to just go on and pay it off. I can't stand a bill just sitting there and it allows me to pay it off in a certain time. I'm itching, but I have to control myself and let it do every month and pay on it in order to do my, to allow the credit to build up. But what you have to do, and I've done in the past, is put that down in when I was organized. Put that down in the calendar. Every month I need to pay. Went to the next year, and made sure that by a certain time that bill was paid. Now, I haven't always been organized and forgot to do that. And what happened was, hey, I tell you, I've been there. What happened was that interest was added to that amount that I owed them. Boy, I'm freaking out then. So then I'm looking for another avenues. Well, you know the other avenue. The other avenue is when they send you those transfer your money over to another card and all that. It'll be interest and all that. Well, you do that and you don't read the fine print. You don't look at what you're supposed to be looking at. And what you do is transfer that $4,000, that $2,500 bill from Rooms to Go or somewhere else. Transfer it over to another card saying, whew, I don't have all that high interest. Now I got a break. No, you forgot to look at it and see that, hey, this only lasts 3 months. This only lasts 6 months. And after 6 months, you got 2 to 5 years to pay. But after 6 months, this credit card going to shoot back up high to 23%, to 30% or whatever. So now you're messed up again. And how you trying to get out of the hole because you didn't organize and you didn't set stuff up. Okay? So use the system if you need to work on your credit. Again, sometimes people can't buy certain things Sometimes they have sales out there and they'll say, you can get this and you can get 30% off if you use a card or get a card from this particular place. Well, sometimes they'll turn you down because your credit isn't there, because you're not using any credit. You're using everything by cash, and I tell you that's wrong. We're not trying to get you to a point that you're just doing everything by cash, because this is the world of credit. You can't go get a car and just say, okay, they want to look at something. They're looking at your credit history. So you want to establish a credit history. And I told you again, do not close out your accounts. If you want to stop using your cards, that's fine. Eventually, they're going to write you off anyway. They're just going to say, because you haven't used your card, we're closing it out. But the ultimate thing you want to do is every now and then use your card to go buy something small, allow 30 days or the time to pay it to get there, so people can still see that you got a credit history, using your card, you're buying small things. Only do that if you can afford to pay it when it comes in. So if you cancel your cards, what you're doing is cancel all that history that you had, bad or good or whatever. All that history you had, that good history you had of paying bills, is gone because you cancel your card out and you erase your history. So don't do that. So let's get back to it. In the envelope system, what you want to do is go to the bank. That $450 is going to go in here, but you got to set your stuff up first to know what kind of bills you need. You need so many, and before you go to the bank, on a piece of paper, this is what you're going to do. You're going to fill out your withdrawal slip of the $450, the bank receipt. Bank deposit, withdrawal sheet. And you're going to write on another piece of paper how you want that money back, okay? And you're going to put down, I need so many ones. They're not going to be shocked about it. They're not going to look at you like, what is this? They're used to people who budgeting coming through there like that. So you're going to say, I need so many ones, so many fives, so many tens, so many 20s, 50s, or hundreds, depends on what you're doing, okay? The teller's going to ask you how you want it back, and most of the time, again, we say we want large bills. And what you're going to do is on another piece of paper, not your withdrawal paper, but just a little or envelope or something, put that in there and say how you want that back. How do you know what you need back? You've got to set this up first. So here we go. We're going to talk about the envelope system and how you're going to set it up. Okay, I'm at an hour, a little bit past the hour, right? Okay. Now, what you're going to do is and I meant to bring some money out here, but anyway, you're going to, Lindsay Draper and Elder Marvin White and Eloise Williams. Hi, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Go back, watch part 1, part 2, and add this to it. And I hope it's going to be a blessing to you and set you up for 2021. Please, I tell you, the wrong mindset to have is I already know that. Something I should have said should have triggered you. Oh, that will be helpful in adding to what I already know. But the most problem that people have, you know what it is the decision, acting on the decision. I know I need to budget. I already know that I need to do this. I know I need to set this up. But acting on it, when are you going to do it? You already know you need to do it. You got to make that decision that I'm going to act on what I already have heard and the information I've been given, okay? So you're going to take the envelopes. Here I've got some. Let's do these first. I have some, and I want you to list some down there because I may have missed some of these, and I want to add what I need to add. Check it out. Your car insurance. Here we go. Your car insurance. You need to have an envelope. When you're setting up your envelopes, you need to have a cash envelope for your car insurance. Why? Because so many people are getting their check, paying their utilities, paying their mortgage, going getting food, doing this, going this. And all of a sudden that bill comes in the mail and you hate the company. Don't hate the company. It's not their fault. You drive around in the car, you want to be insured, don't you? If somebody hits you, you want to be insured. You've got to prepare the envelope that says car insurance. Look at this. Taxes and tags. Taxes and tags. They're coming. I got a new car. Y'all come and look at it. Only thing clicking in my mind is a higher payment. Your taxes and your insurance, property insurance is going to be higher because it's a new car. Great if you got a new one. It may not be a 2020. It may be a 2012, whatever it is. If it's newer than what you had, your taxes and your tags and property stuff is going to be higher. So you want to do this, okay? Your cable, we talked about that. Your cell phone bill, okay? Your medical, okay? I've got one for utilities. Got one for mortgage or rent. I've got one for offerings. Now I say offerings because after you get your tithes and offerings out, sometimes monthly people pay one amount and you don't see them in the offering no more. Where y'all at? Y'all coming to every service? You got to learn how, if you're a monthly person, to take each week and pull out so much per week. Maybe you give 5, maybe you give 10. Offerings are a free will gift. Tithes is not. It is a mandate from God. It's an instruction from God that you need to do this. In his word, it tells you to do it. And you need to just know that this is not a choice. This is something I want to do because God commands me to do this, and I'm going to do it. So when you pull your tithes off, okay, that's good. But then if you pulled it off as a monthly person, okay, what about you gave the first one, maybe you pulled out an offering. But what about the second Sunday when you came to church? The third Sunday you came. The fourth Sunday. You just sitting there while everybody's going around or the basket's being taken around to everybody. No, you want to be able to say, hey, maybe I can't give but $5 or $10 every week, but I'm going to give God something. Every time I come to Bible class, I'm not just going to sit there and be fed the word. I'm going to give to God because this is his house and I want his house taken care of. I want meat in the house. So you're going to maybe take out $20. That's going to give you $5 each Sunday or $5 each Tuesday night or however you have it set up, or $20. Well, however you got it set up, that's what this is. Okay. Now I've got one for savings. And notice all these are green. I did those like that. Now look at this right here. These are red. Whew, stop and think. Look at this. Vacation. Now, these are what are called sinking funds. These things right here, if you don't prepare right for these, they're called sinking funds when you do some research on them. But I look at them as things that'll take you out. You just sink right down if you don't prepare for these because it'll take all your money. Vacation. All of us like to go on vacation, but you need to prepare for it in your envelope. Here's one that says parents' birthday. You know you like to get us gifts, Vanika Sharpe. You like to give your daddy those nice shirts that he has on up there on Sharpe Points and teachings and stuff. He always does. My daughter gave me this shirt. All right. And then here you go. Look at another one. Entertainment. We love to entertain. We're going out. People are always saying, it's my birthday. Come on and go out. Well, have you budgeted that in? Going out is going to be $30, $40, maybe $25. I don't care if it's 10. Did you budget that in, or is that your gas money? Birthdays. You got the children's birthdays. Grandpa, grandma, aunt, everybody's birthday. You want to be a blessing, but you need to have it budgeted in. Okay, here we go. Christmas is coming. Christmas. Here it is. Stop trying to be Santa Claus. That doesn't even exist. This is the way to get your money. If you haven't prepared for it, you're going to be in a hole beginning January 1st. Okay? Now, haircuts. Guys need haircuts? Of course they do. It's your job to budget for it. We don't want anybody ungroomed. I've never said that when I'm telling you to cut down on different things, pedicures, all this stuff. I'm not saying don't look groomed, don't look nice. I'm just saying budget it for it, okay? Beauty, ladies, the extension, the wigs, the hair color, the added this. Men, I got some men adding stuff to their hair and doing all that stuff. Hopefully you doing a nice, clean, groomed, cut, guys. You look better that way. I'm just saying. All right. Then I've got gas. You've got to budget for gas. You've got to put some money in your cash envelope to budget for gas. So you'll know when you call me to take you to a whole nother city, I can't go because nothing's in this envelope except gas money for me to go to work. Maybe I'm in a position where I just got to go to work and back, take my kids to school and back, do this or that. I've got some other things added in here. Every time my phone rings, you want me to take you somewhere. Well, I can't do it unless you're going to add some money to me. Okay. Be respectful and tell people, hey, I'll give you a couple of dollars for gas. I'll give you $5 or $10 for taking me so-and-so. Just don't assume people have a car just for you. You just sitting there waiting for somebody to call somebody to come pick you up. Nothing wrong with your relatives calling you and say, can you go somewhere for me? Can you take me somewhere? That's fine. But be honest with Aunt So-So. Be honest with Aunt JoJo and tell her, I need a couple of dollars for gas because, I got my money saved for going so-and-so, but it's taking me places and stuff that is using up my gas. Can you handle a little bit? If they can't, then budget it in some extra. If you're trying to help Aunt so-and-so, you look in your envelope and know I'm putting this in for a certain amount of gas to go different places. For me personally, that I already know takes place. But then add $10 in there. Add a little more extra in there because Aunt so-so can't give you any money. They pulling out the bosom now trying to give you money to go and do what they need to do. the system is set up now where they're not giving them that much. So maybe you need to help so out. Maybe you're in a position now to be a blessing to your relatives. Okay? All right, let's see what else I got. Take out. You love to eat out. You don't want to use the food card if somebody's in a position that you have that. Now you just want to eat out. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I don't feel like cooking. And all of us are like that. I don't plan on cooking today. Hello, don't plan on cooking today. A lot of times we're busy, and especially with my grands this weekend, and we've got to leave here and then go do some television business that we have to take care of to make sure it's on the air. We're rolling all the time, so sometimes I'm in a mode to cook. I mean, I'm cooking a spread like a Super Bowl, and then we eat off it, all week and stuff. And sometimes I'm thinking Bishop's going to eat it all in one day. And he's saying, I can't eat all that food. I'm like, okay, I'm going to call the guys and give it to them then. But then other times I just don't feel like cooking. So we will do a takeout and go somewhere and get some food. I'm not personally going to restaurants now, but I'll go and do a takeout from a restaurant. So there's nothing wrong with that, just so you have it budgeted in. But if you don't, you'll sink right down and it'll take your money and you won't have money to pay your bills. Okay. Now, with that, if you are a person that's paying your bills through your account, you're going to leave so much in there. Now, there's two things going on. You're going to leave money in your account to pay your bills, and then you're going to take out money that's left over. Now, you've got to decide when you're doing your budget where this $450 is going. Now, if let's say you're getting paid every 2 weeks. I want to deal with you. If you're getting paid every 2 weeks, you getting your check the first week gone by, and now you're getting paid. What you're going to do is, if you're getting paid a certain amount and your cable is due, your utilities is due, and your cell phone is due, most likely when you get that check, you're going to have those three bills. If you leave that money in your account because you pay online, and a lot of us do, if you pay online with that those particular bills, then you've got a couple of $100, $7, $8, whatever, $100 coming out. You need to go to the bank and get that out, because what you need to do is now, with your savings here, with your we don't want to count mortgage because you left utilities you left in there, with something called medical, you need to take some of that money to put in there. Now, if you're a person, let me go back. If you're trying to say, hey, my mortgage isn't due, I'm paying utilities, cable, and maybe cell phone, but your mortgage is due the next 2 weeks, what you want to do with that first check is take a portion out of that check. Maybe you got your mortgage is $700. Well, $350, you got to take out this first check. Y'all hear me? You have to take out that $350 out of that first check, along with leaving the utilities and your cable in there. You've got to take out, if you don't have the discipline, you've got to take out $350 out that first check. Now, what's going to happen is the next week you don't get paid. Then the next week you do get paid. So what you're going to do is, out of that check, you're going to add what? You're going to look in your mortgage envelope, and you're going to see that $350 in there. And your check that you already have coming to the bank from your company is going to be there. And all you have to do is deposit this right here into the account. And there's your mortgage. Okay? So that's what you want to do with every 2 week or every other week. Get paid twice a week. I mean, not twice. Wouldn't that be good? Twice a week. Getting paid every 2 weeks. You want to know that, hey, I've got to take that first 2 week payment and take it and divide it up and section it off and put it in my envelopes. So when the next 2 week comes up, I shouldn't have an excuse that I don't have my car payment, I don't have my mortgage payment, I don't have this, I don't have that, because you've already put it in these envelopes. Now, the reason I give you these envelopes right here, okay, the envelopes, is it that time? Well, I've got 1:13, that means the hour 13. Your iPad is wrong. Okay. All right. It is, oh, wow. Okay, I'm going to do like Bishop saying, because this is my last time, I'm going to take a few more minutes and try to finish this up. You know you do it all the time. And he said because he was doing that teaching about rims and motors, or what was it? The other one? What was the first one, though? Rims and motors, and owning property and starting businesses. He took a little bit longer doing that, doing the teaching. It's probably been maybe an hour and he went up. Okay, but anyway, I'm going to take a little more time so I can get this in, because this is my last session. Okay, now the reason I have these out, the reason I have this right here out is because what you're going to do with, after you've done, when you're leaving so much in the bank and then you're adding to it, you can work that way. Listen very carefully. If you're a person that you don't handle the account well, that you're scanning that card, swiping that card and using money out of your account, and you can't know that I've got to leave that money in there. You got to know exactly how much money is in there. So when you're swiping or whether you're using your card for something else, if you're not good at keeping up with that, pull it out. Pull the whole $1,500 out, whatever your check is, pull it completely out. Go to the bank. Know again how many ones, 5s, 10s, 20, 50s, whatever. Get the large bills for your mortgage because your mortgage is $700. Get so many $100 bills. Get so many $20 bills. Get so many because you can't handle it. You can't handle leaving the money in the bank because you know it's due. You got to pull it out. Now, when you pull it out, what are you going to do? You're going to take, if you're a 2-week person, you're going to pay $350 and put it in the mortgage rent envelope. What are you going to do? You're going to take and put so much money for utilities. If your utilities is $250 and your check can't handle it the first week you get paid, or every 2 weeks. First week, if you're one time a week, I'm just dealing with every 2 weeks right now. You're going to take a portion of that and put it in the envelope. So the next 2 weeks, the amount will be in the envelope. This is your goal you're trying to set. If you pull all the money out, you've got to put it in the envelopes so it'll be there. What are you going to do with the envelope? Once you put the money in there, you're going to put it in your wallet here, and it's going to be in there. So when you look in there to get your next check, you're going to add it there. When it's time to pay the bill at the first of the month or whenever you do it, then you're going to have the money in there. This is the purpose of the envelopes. These red envelopes is what we're having trouble with. These right here. There's nothing wrong with takeout. There's nothing wrong with putting gas money to the side. There's nothing wrong with you getting your hair done, extensions, wigs. That's your business. That's you. Nothing wrong with haircuts and you want to do all this fancy stuff. Nothing wrong with Christmas and some things I probably didn't add up here, birthdays and all that stuff. It's nothing wrong with that. But this is what you want to do. Out of that $450 that I mentioned earlier that you have left over, if you have more coming in than going out, now you don't need to be doing this right here if you haven't got your bills straight. Don't be trying to be Santa Claus and do all these pedicures and entertainment and going out every time somebody said birthday, you one of the first people there. Don't try to hop on every wagon if you haven't taken care of your bills. I believe in paying your bills first. Everybody might not agree, but this is a principle that'll get you ahead. It'll get your FICO score up. It'll get you to be able to pay money for what you want and desire. And even if you don't have the cash, your name will get you there. So this is the place that you're trying to get to, a land of plenty that you have more than enough, a place where you want to be a blessing to other people. Don't you want to get there? But after you've done everything else and you say, oh, this is anniversary, pastor anniversary. I haven't given anything to my pastors. Oh, man, hey, all I got to do is go over here and click a few numbers. Bishop, sending over $200 to you like it ain't nothing. This is where you want to get to. Oh, I forgot your birthday. Somebody sent $100 over that wasn't a part of our church. They said, oh, this is belated birthday. See, some of us use the excuse that, oh, I missed it and everything. I didn't know. Sorry, Bishop, I didn't know. So he can say, oh, no problem. He's not going to ask you for anything because he's not in want of things. This is to allow you to be a blessing. So when you're a blessing and put money into good ground, it'll sprout up as a blessing to you. We appreciate it, but it's not something that he's in want of. It's a blessing to you. So sometimes we remind people, and then sometimes they see up on the site that, hey, it was his birthday or his pastoral anniversary, and they want to jump right in. So we appreciate that too. But these right here, what you want to do is, if you've got everything situated, and I know some of you do, what you need to do is you have planned poorly. You have the money, but you're not planning like you should. So chunks of money is coming out of your finances that you need to do, you need to handle, you need to take care of, other than bills like this right here, that you want to get your hair done. Special occasion is coming up. So what you want to do, like I told you before, is list down all those things, everything. The birthdays that you got, grandma, the Christmas dinner that you're preparing for. Make an envelope for it. And every time after you've taken care of everything, you want to put a little bit in here. If you start on January and start putting some money in for birthdays for people that you buy birthday gifts for. I don't care if it's just $2. Can you imagine $2 every time you get paid? And by the time their birthday, what you're going to do is calculate if their birthday is 6 months from now, from January to, what is it? I'm lost. I'm not thought. June. Okay, lost that. So you want to say within 6 months, I want to buy Uncle Ed a present. So how much do you want to spend on him? $25? Well, start saying, oh, I don't have to put but maybe $1 or every 2 weeks put $1 in. And by that time, it won't bother me. Uncle Ed. I'm going to put Uncle Ed up there. I'm going to put $25 and know every time I get paid, I need to put so much money in there. Okay? The goal is $25 by a 6 months period. But maybe you don't have to put but $1 in there. Maybe you want a list of people. Aunt Susie, Aunt this, my grandmother, my mama. If you want to buy birthday presents for them, you might want to do one envelope that you can add everything up. Maybe you're a $25 person and you want to give $25 each one of those gifts. Then what you're going to do is you're going to add that total up and divide it into 6, knowing in 6 months, 3 months, 8 months, Uncle so-and-so birthday, and you'll know how much to put in there. Or maybe you want to make a different envelope for each one of those. So this is what the envelope system is about. Nothing wrong with Christmas. I'm going to show one of the tricks that we have. If you, man, I don't have all the time for this. But one of the points that I wanted to bring out is he's getting his calculator up. Different ways that you can pull and save money. I was looking at a thing last night I was sharing with him, knowing that certain things you can cut back on when you're trying to set things up. If you eat and buy lunch every day, and I sometimes share with my relatives this, if you're a person that you're working at a job and you eat lunch every day and you spend $5 on lunch every day, how much is that? That's $25 a week, right? So what you're trying to do is you're a person, that's fine, they just close the door. You're a person that, hey, maybe I can't tell you to just don't just carry your lunch, don't eat out at all. Maybe you want to take, instead of $5, you want to spend just $3, okay, for lunch. That means you're saving $2. So now $2 times 5 is what? That's $10 that you saved that week. $10 per week times 4, because you got 4 weeks and sometimes 4 weeks in a month, that's how much? $40 a month. What could you do with $40? You could put something in the envelope. You could put 10 of it in a Christmas envelope. If you did that that's haircut. If you did that every time or put it in your beauty envelope, if you did that every time, you would have some money. You would have $40 a month, and 40 times 12 is what? I think it's $480. Is that it? Am I adding right? 40 times 12? What is that? $480. There's your Christmas money at the end of the year. There's your savings right there. If you want to save something, there's your extra car payment right there. There's your extra mortgage payment right there. Okay? There's your extra money to put on a credit card. And I always teach you, since I'm not coming back, I always tell you, now some people go with the here we go again about what is best for you. I don't teach starting with your low credit cards and building up. Some people do. I tell you always to find that high interest card, because while you're trying to each month knock out these little small bills, $100 here, $25, $75, I owe so-and-so, while you're trying to do that every month, you could be knocking out that high interest, because the high interest bill that you have, you're paying $200 on. Really, they charge you $80. They charge you $60 interest. So you end up paying maybe 40 or 50 on it instead of what you did. So I like trying to, and I've always organized our house that we paid the high interest amount first and knock down that big bill, got it out the way. But some people like to pay the smaller ones now and get all excited and knocking those down and then add the money up to that and then pay that card. So if that works better for you, fine. I personally don't like it. Some people teach it, and then you have other people that teach do the high interest cards first. So whatever works for you, that's good for you, and work it, get them down, knock them out, knock the expenses out. And that way you can make sure that you're making expenses being cut out and you have more coming in and going out. I got to keep going. There's so many things, items you want to remove. You're trying to get your car payment out the way. You're trying to knock credit cards out. You're trying to get these loans, student loans and all this stuff. Now, don't wait for the government to knock your student loan out. Go on and pay. I know they keep promising. Barack did it when they were up there. Oh, we're going to do this and students won't have to do this. And we're going to do a jubilee. We're going to knock all this credit out for them and all that. Don't wait for that. Don't wait for that. Just go on and pay your bills and do what you know to do is right. And if it comes along, then that'll be a blessing. But don't be waiting for that. Okay? Your medical bills, you want to knock those out. And I always tell people, if you didn't plan and your insurance is not there to do what, or if your deductible is so high, don't try to jump in there and take all your money and pay these medical bills. You can get on a payment plan. I've gotten on payment plans when I had to have operations before. And we're not just trying because we have the money to say, hey, here's the money. They're saying your bill is going to cost this, and your insurance is paying this portion, but this portion is left. I'm not sitting there like, okay, that don't mean nothing to me. I got a couple of thousand to put up there and knock this right out. I'm saying, okay, is there a plan that you can give me for that? I'm not ashamed of that. I'm not, who's trying to front like that? I'm saying, okay, if there's a plan with no interest up there that you allow me to pay this bill, I'm going to use a system. Because the system is set up to get money from you, not help you in any way. So if something's in place, what they're hoping again is that I'm going to forget, and they're going to be sending out these notices and stuff, and interest is going to pile up. So I'm going to use that. So if there's something that you can set up to pay, don't throw all your money. And here come the property taxes. Here comes this. Here comes that you need to take care of. And then you threw all your money in the medical, or you threw it somewhere else that you could have set up a plan. So watch for that, okay? Okay. I always say you cannot know what should be going out of your house if you don't know what's coming in, okay? You got to make a note of what's coming into your house and what's going out. You got to keep a record of what's happening. You cannot go to the store and see something that you need for your house without knowing how much money you all are working with, what the budget is. Can you really afford this? And these are, Teresa's going to help me in a few minutes to know questions. I want to get that in if I don't do anything else to ask yourself before going into debt. But some of those things that we want to make sure that you're setting up to make sure that you have the envelope system. Again, work with these tools. Oh, I forgot to show you this. And if you all have to go ahead. I understand if you got other commitments. You thought this was going to be an hour program and you have to go. I understand. I love you. Hope you stay. But if not, catch it at the end. It'll be on YouTube in about 10 minutes after I go out, and then you'll be able to go back and visit it. But I'm going to finish this because so many people would ask me different questions, and I want to finish this. Look, you can also get these, and this is an awesome one. This stuff doesn't cost you very much. I don't need to go, unless you want to have some flowers and everything. Get your little stickers. Let your children help you put stickers up there, and it'll look just like the one on Amazon or whatever. But here you go with the little binders. The little accordion things, and you can put your labels up there. It'll have the little stickers, or you can write with a marker. And then there's your budget tool. Also, you've got the kind like this. Y'all heard my grandkids in there. He's checking on them. They're so sweet to last this long. Look at there. There you go. And you can put your envelopes down in there and just have a good time with it. Make it fun. This has got to be a lifestyle. Just like they tell you with dieting, it's got to be a lifestyle that you have. Okay, it's got to be a lifestyle that you're working with, and incorporate the budgeting system into your lifestyle so it won't be a chore for you. Anything that becomes a chore, even dieting, when it becomes a chore, a hassle to you, you don't enjoy it. You got to make sure it fits into your lifestyle and you can work it better and enjoy it that way. Okay, now we're going into, I'm going to show you some tools right quick, and I've got about 5 minutes, so work with me here. I gave you the grocery store. I gave you these other things. Look at this right here. Now, I want to show this if I don't get to anything else. These 3 things I want to show you how to save. This one is use this chart to save an extra $1,000 this year. Woo, coming up, 2021. Look at this. This is a money chart. And let me see. I want to show you this one first. This is mine. One that I started, and then I just use another sheet. But what you're going to do here, it says use this chart. Bishop is not in here with me now, so I can't tell if you see it. Can y'all see it? It says use this chart to save an extra $1,000 this year, which means 2021, not this year. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this sheet. Notice it says 20. It's got $7 up there, $25 up there, $5 up there, $4 up here, 18, 17. Different ones. They're higher numbers than they're lower numbers like $9, $6, $3. What you do is you use this chart, and every week, because it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 days in a week, right? And then you've got the ending here, 52 weeks in a year. It's going to come up to be every week. You're going to mark off one of these to save. Not every day now. It's every week. Okay? So you're going to mark off one of these, cross off one per week. So if you say this week, I don't have but $5 left after I've done everything, and taken care of, and what I need to do towards savings is $5. Well, you find the one that says $5. If you say this was a good week, I had some extra money left, I had birthday money, then you say there's $22 up there. I'm gonna mark off that and put that to the side and put it in the envelope, into the savings envelope, and put that in there. Then you may say, okay, this week I'm just gonna deal with 9. I don't have that much left. I had a lot going on, I had a lot of bills going on, so I'm gonna just do $9. So what you do is you mark off one each week. See those X's up there? Can you see them? I can't tell if you can see it because he's not here. I don't know whether to pull back or pull forward, but you can see where I've marked them. Of course, I hadn't finished it. This was an old one, but I finished mine for 2020, and I had my 1,000. So you do that every week. So that's one good one you can have. And this will give you $1,000 a year. Can't you use $1,000? Okay. This is the one. Now listen to this. This is off. I gotta put my glasses on. Hold on. I got this. Teresa Johnson gave me this, but you can go to I can't see it. And he's not here. Okay, guys, hold on for 1 second. Gotta stand up. Hold on. Sorry. Okay. Now, this is from mediumsizefamily.com. I got this original off mediumsizefamily.com. Again, mediumsizefamily.com. Okay? You can go there and you can pull this sheet up. You don't have to even email me. I just thought about that. You can pull this sheet up and have it so you can work that out. Okay? And if you're from Newness of Life, if you come down on the days we're there, you can, we're doing our offerings and stuff. You can get your sheet there. I'll have some this Saturday and just have them at the church if you want to get one. Okay? Now, this other one, where'd you go? I had to get up and get my sheet. Now, this one right here, he's back. So hopefully you can see this. This is one per week. Okay? I've already showed you the other one. Now check this one out. This was a nice one because it says week 1, I'm going to do $2 and I'm going to end up with $2. So this week coming up on Friday, I'm just going to put $1 in. I'm going to put $2 in. And on Friday, when I did it, I'll have $2. Here, the next week, I'm going to put $4 in. And then I have $6 because of the 2 up here. And by the end of the week, I'll have 28. So you go down, you say $1, $2 the next week, 3, 4, 5, and you can do it that way if you choose to do that. That's just another way. I'm putting it up there so can they see it? Mm-hmm. They can see it, and you can make your own chart, and you can go all the way down, see if you want to do different things like that. So do the work, look into different sites and see the different saving tips and different tools you can do, and you can save that, okay? I'm finishing up. Here's another one I did. See, I even do it for my books. This is a folder. I got this from, I think it's from the Dollar Tree or something, that you can set your envelopes in. It's flat. Now, what I want you to do to remember is the envelope that you're putting in here for gas and different things. If you know you're getting ready to run out, if you know you're getting ready to, and you're low on gas, go into your gas envelope, pull out $10, look in there and see how much you got. Pull out how much you can afford to pull out to put that gas in, and then get your gas. Don't take all these envelopes with you all the time in some big wallet. You don't want to do that and take all your finances and everything. You're just going to pull out other envelopes or pull the envelope out maybe that you need for that particular time and take it with you. When you go in the grocery store, if you budgeted $700, maybe you budget $300 for the month or $700 for the month, whatever. If you buy groceries at one time, then do that and pull out and take to the grocery store what you have budgeted for that particular time. If you broke it down into weeks, take that amount with you. If you broke it down into doing it a 1 month thing, then take that with you so you won't overspend at the grocery store, okay? Now, Teresa's going to help me. Hi, Teresa. She's going to help me with these particular questions. And you won't be able to write all of them down. You'll be able to go back and listen to them. But I do always, when I teach a budget class, this is a good questionnaire that came from William V. Thompson. He's an awesome financial teacher. And I love to pull this particular one to add to my teachings because they're good questions to ask yourself what I need to think about or what I need to do before going into debt. So this is going to be my last thing I'm showing you. I've got much more that I didn't get to. I enjoyed being here. Thank Bishop for allowing me to come in and share with you. and joining in with the teaching that he did, of course, with Big Dreams and Budgeting for Your More Season. Go back and listen to that series. He did 10 or 11 teachings from that. This thing is coming down. Can you all hear me? Okay. 10 or 11 teachings from that. Awesome. Go back and listen to those and then add this, and you should be awesome in 2021. All right. Teresa's ready. I'm going to read these out to you real quick. You can go back and listen to these. If you're newness of life and you know these, maybe you need a refresher course. It's always good. I look at them all the time and jump back and get myself back in line a lot of times when I'm thinking about purchasing things. So listen to this. Questions to ask yourself before going into debt. She's going to put the scriptures down there. I don't have time to go into the scriptures. We're going to put them down below, though, for each question. So she's going to put, Teresa, she's going to put number 1, and then she's going to put, she may have time to type in the question, but anyway, she's going to put the scriptures. She already has them. She's going to put the scriptures down there so you can go back and read the word that goes along with these questions, okay? All right, number 1, do I need it? These are questions I want you to ask yourself before purchasing anything or going into even small purchases or large purchases. Do I need it? Am I at peace in my spirit about this purchase? You know, a lot of times when we get ready to purchase something, we want it, and then we start wrestling with it. I've had dreams about it. They're running me down in my dreams, and I'm tossing and turning. I'm like, wow, I don't need this because I'm not at peace with this. I don't have peace enough to know this is something that I need, and I'm wrestling with it. Okay, so number 2, and she's going to give you the scriptures along with that. Oh, let me call them out in case this is YouTube so that people know that. This is Colossians 3:15, Proverbs 20 and 27. Okay, those are the scriptures that go with that, and that should be at the bottom of your screen. Okay, number 2, question number 2. Okay, I'm looking for some Kleenex or something. Get them out. Okay, is my spouse in agreement with it? Yeah, thank you. Bishop's giving me that. Okay. Hot under the lights. Okay. Is my spouse in agreement with this? What you're getting ready to buy, how will it affect my husband, my wife, my children? Amos 3:3. Okay, is one of those. Matthew 18 and 19. All the scriptures that goes with that you can go back and read later on. Is my husband, is my wife in agreement with this purchase? How will it affect them? Are they going to be without something because I desire to purchase? Is it going to affect them down the line when they need to purchase different items, or my children need clothes for school and I spent money and got to pay now my money on different things? How will it affect them? Is my spouse in agreement with them? A lot of times they're not. That's why a lot of times we don't ask our spouse. Isn't that right, ladies? Isn't that right, gentlemen? You want a car, but you don't want to talk to your wife about it because you know that you all don't need another car. You don't need a new one. You just need to fix the one that you have. Okay. Number 3, have I compared prices? Okay. Will its value rapidly decrease or increase? Does this matter? Can I get along with the bells and whistles that I have now? Or would a less expensive thing be good? So sometimes you don't need the top model. Not talking about a car, but other things. You can find another thing that is almost the match to it. You don't have to have the brand name, the top bells and whistles. And this will do the same thing. Ergo cell phones sometimes. We don't have to have the top line. iPhone is out there now. They got all the sizes. See, they're trying to get you. They got the big size, the medium size, the little size, and then all these sizes and stuff. Because they determined to get you when your phone is working just fine. Okay. Number 4, will I want this item as much next week, next month, next year, as I do today? This thing that I gotta have it. I watch commercials, I look at it, I'm searching out what the people say about it. I want it now, but will I want it next month? Will I want it next year? Okay, you ask yourself those questions. Okay. Let me go back. And number 3, have I compared prices? Proverbs 13 and 16 was with that, and Proverbs. Proverbs 20 and 14 goes with that. Have I compared prices? Okay. And number 4, will I want this item next week, next month, or next year as I do today? We're saying always delay does not mean denial. We're not trying to tell you these things to ask yourself before going into debt. Are you not ever going to get them? We're just saying maybe not now. Always tell yourself, always tell your children, always tell yourself, not now. Not now does not mean never. It just means not now, right now, okay? So Ecclesiastes 3:1 goes with that. Okay, and she's going to put those at the bottom of the screen. Number 5, I got to hurry. Will this purchase improve the quality of my life or that of my family? How often will I use it? Am I buying this for appearances or to meet a need? Are you purchasing something to look good? Are you purchasing something because you know so-and-so has that and you want to match up with them, keep up with them? And with that particular one, she's going to put the scriptures down: Proverbs 11:2, Proverbs 12:9, Proverbs 12:26, Proverbs 13:7, Proverbs 13:10, Proverbs 16:18 goes with that. Now, number 6, do I have a plan to repay this debt rapidly? Is the plan written out with timetables, with a goal that you want to pay this particular thing out? Can I wait and pay all of it or part of it in cash? Proverbs 21:5. Also Proverbs 12:11, 12:27, and 22:7 goes with that. Number 7, is this affordable in my present financial situation? Look at how I slowed down on that one. Is this thing I'm trying to purchase affordable in my present financial situation? I said I didn't have money to pay my bills. I didn't have enough money last week. This particular thing came up, and now you're trying to do this. You're trying to go here. You're trying to go there. You're trying to purchase this. And because I'm going there, I need a new outfit. I need my hair done. I need to pay. You're trying to pull all this stuff in. But am I in a position financially to handle this? Okay. And the scriptures that go with that is Proverbs 21:20. Just for that particular one. Okay, I'm on number 8, almost done. Have I considered the cost of owning this after I've paid the price of getting it? Oh, I'm talking to Mercedes people. I'm talking to these high-end these cars that cost you money to keep them up. If something breaks on a Mercedes, it's not going to be the same on a Hemi, on a Cadillac, or any other car that you get. The higher the model of the car, the more fancy it is. What is the other car? Rolls Royce and all these things cost more to get them repaired. Okay. Proverbs 31:16 is with that, and Luke 14:28 is with that. And my last one: will this purchase help me in achieving God's goals for my life? Is there another way this goal could be met? Proverbs 19:21, 13:19, and Proverbs 20:18. God wants us to be free, guys. He's given us the word. He's given us the tools. He's given us the people in our lives to be a blessing to us, to get us out of debt. He didn't save us for us to be worried up at night, concerned with anything. We sometimes have to admit, all the time have to admit, that we caused the situation. We can't get mad at creditors. We don't let people abuse us, and that's not their job, to call you and hassle you and abuse you for payments and stuff. But we have to know that, hey, if I got it from the person, it's my job, it's my duty to make sure they're paid and paid on time. So what I want you to do is take all the information that I've given you. I've got to go. I'm not out of, as Bishop say, message. I'm not out of information to share with you, but I know I got to go, and you've got a Sunday, the rest of the Sunday, to enjoy. I thank you so much for listening. Sorry I had to cram all that in, but he's going to be back next Sunday. I did just want to share those things with you and get it in as much as I could. Go back and listen to it. I know I went kind of fast, but make sure, things I want you to understand, make sure that you enjoy budgeting. Set your stuff up, that it's not a chore for you. Let it be a lifestyle. Don't rush, don't push, and try to make everything happen, even in 2021. But make sure you let the system beat the system. It's not set up to help you and accommodate you and cause you to increase. It's set up to increase them. So you got to make sure whatever you're trying to attach yourself to and join and get to and all these things, and especially memberships and all this stuff. You don't even hardly go in the store, but you're buying a membership to even go in there. So make sure that you just check out different things before you purchase and involve yourself in things. Make sure you're careful about getting things that are set up for 18 months or 2 to 5 years or whatever, that you organize your stuff. Bills, make sure that one thing you do as a goal is to set your bills up in the place where they're coming in. You can see them, set them up. They're going out 5 to 7 days ahead of time. Make sure that you're putting your receipts up. So if somebody comes back and say you didn't pay something, you can go back to that. I wanted to share that and show you different ways to do receipts, how to scan them in, because most receipts now are on the slick paper and it fades away so much, but you got to do the work. Go back. Maybe sometimes another time I'll come back, but right now I got to go. Hopefully this information has been a blessing to you. And now, in order for you to be a blessing, there are several ways to give to Newness of Life Christian Center. Give the Lord a praise for everything that was said, all these teachings. Thank God for it. Tell God to let it fall into your spirit and allow it to cause action to take place, not just being hearers of the word, but doers also. So several ways to give to Newness of Life Christian Center, and that is to mail to us a check or a money order. Address it to Newness of Life Christian Center. The address is P.O. Box 1462, Tarboro, North Carolina. The zip code is 27886. Again, Newness of Life Christian Center, P.O. Box 1462, Tarboro, North Carolina, zip code 27886. Okay? Address it to Newness of Life Christian Center. If you're trying to get something to us through the mail and sending it through the church, make sure you address it to Sharpe, Bishop Sharpe, so we'll know this went to the church, this went to Bishop. We will never take anything that you give us and that you've sent to the church and addressed it to the church, and maybe in the memo you said this was for Bishop. We never take anything that's addressed to the church that was meant, we assume, and take it, and it will go straight to the church. If you want to download the Give Plus Church app, that's the electronic way that you can use your phone, your tablet, or computer. Download the Give Plus Church app. Type in Newness of Life Christian Center or 27886, and our church will pop up. Now, you may only see our church. That's because we are most likely the only one in the area that's using it right now. Other churches are using another app. We like this one that goes with our financial records that we have set for the church. So download the Give Plus Church app, type in Newness of Life Christian Center or 27886, and the church is going to pop up and you can give that way. Okay? Be a blessing. Newness of Life, if you haven't gotten yours in, go ahead and set it up. Send it over today. We do it on Saturdays and Sundays, and making sure that everything is done. We may budget. We don't pull or ask members to get theirs in because we haven't made budget. We've made it. Thank God for you. We're trying to make sure that you stay on point. There is no excuse. We're not in a building. We're still the church. We still have obligations. People in churches are still paying bills. The system not giving us a break. You're still paying bills here and there. Our light bill, our taxes, everything associated with the church still have to be paid. Because we have land and stuff, we still have to pay taxes on the land until something's built, and those are thousands of dollars. So we're still taking care of ministry with your help. So we know and appreciate you being an awesome church. We haven't missed budget one time. You hear me? And everybody's not doing their part. A lot of churches included with ours. Everybody's not on their P's and Q's and doing their part, but thank God for you, and you that are doing it, and we're making it happen. So if you haven't got yours in, go ahead and do that. If you want to be a blessing to us for Pastoral Month, for our pastoral anniversary, Bishop and I, or if you just want to sow a seed to us, you can do it through our Cash App. And you go to the Cash App, hit the $, type in the letter R and the word determine. RDETERMINED. Again, go to your Cash App, hit that $, and type in R determine. You'll see my name come up. It'll say Reesie Nestor. I know that's strange. What is that? That's my name, Reesie Nestor Sharpe. Okay, I get on him because sometimes he says Reesie Nestor Sharpe. He's trying to get it in because he always calls me Reesie. But you'll see Reesie Nestor come up. That's my name, and you can give to us that way. We only can hit the heart or the thumbs up or the smiley face to you, but we want every chance we get, we try to say thank you so much for being a blessing to us, for sowing into our lives. We're good ground. We can only say thank you, but God is your reward. So thank you so much for those who've done it in the past. You know who you are. We don't call names out because of privacy. We don't think you want us to do that. That's a private thing. But we do want you to know that we appreciate it. I got to go. You got to go. All God's people got to go and take care of the rest of their day. We thank you so much for allowing me to come into your home and share with you. We do not want you to forget the latest 2 books. Bishop has written 12 books. Wow, 12 books. If you don't have them in your repertoire, make sure you get them. I constantly put on my story and the Facebook that all the books he's got up there. But these are the latest ones. Long Distance Runner, Running to Receive the Prize. This is book number 11. All right, Long Distance Runner. This is a needful read. You've got to be a long distance runner, not just running a little bit and then giving up. All right. You've got to stay in the race. You've got to be successful in the race. You got to push yourself and be a long distance runner. You need it in this pandemic stuff going on, so you won't freak out. every time you cough, you think you got COVID, everybody you around, everything going on, you got to be a long distance runner to run out this thing and not be panicked by the president or anybody else giving you information. Every time you turn on the news, you can start it and it'll go all the way. You'll be hearing about all of that all the way through. Don't stop. Don't stop your spiritual race. Don't was a tither before and now you slow down being a tither. Don't be a strong Christian, a reader, an advocate Christian that was about spiritual things and now you watching soap operas and doing all this other crazy stuff and hanging with people that are not spiritual, even financially. You can't hang with people that always spend, always go, always spending money and you're trying to save. Not that they're not your friend anymore, but you cannot hang with them as much as you did before. Long distance runner. And this is my favorite for right now. I was glad when he came out with this. This is called Death, A Need to Understand. So many churches you go to or funerals you go to, you hear people saying, God plucked a flower. God doesn't make mistakes. God doesn't make mistakes. God, like he needed some help. He already made man. He already did everything. So this is a book that will help you understand what death is about. We're all going to die. This helps you to know God is not killing anybody. He gives life. He's not a taker of life. So this book will even share with you and is a tool of witnessing, because as you continue to read and look in the book, and at the end, you'll see a way to witness and be a blessing to people. You got a lot of teenagers that are losing their friends. The devil is killing people and taking them out. They're sitting up there thinking it's God. Nobody wants to serve a God like that. Nobody wants to serve a God that's killing their grandmama, taking people and all of that. This is the enemy. He is the father of taking lives and sickness and disease. God is a giver of life. He's the healer of our bodies. So this is a good book. We need to get these. You get some. We need to put these in some of the funeral homes to comfort people, to let them have an understanding of death. We need you to get $5 a book. This is only $5. This one right here is only $12.95. We just say 13 because that's a penny. $12.99, and then we say 13. $12.95. So that's 5 cents that you're giving up. Okay, so we always just say 13. Who wants to do that? 95. But anyway, we say 13 is $12.95. And both of these books are just $22. Where can you go and get 2 books for $22 with this information? So, yeah, if you're mailing, it's $22 if you're mailing it. Both books are $18. Thank you. Both books are $18. I know all this information on the other side, but I don't know it on this side. So this book is $5, this one is $13, and that's $18. And both of them together is $22 if we have to mail it to you. So if you want the book, the address is down there. Call the church at 252-641-0098. Let us know you want the particular books. Put a shout out down there if you have them already and you're enjoying the book, so Bishop can see that you have the books, you're enjoying it. Or if you want some of the other books, if you're a woman and you want this book called Women of Substance, Taking New Steps to New Dimensions, this book right here is $12. It's a good read for women, talking about women are multitask and some good information in there. And if you're a man, where's the men's book? Right here. I've got all my stuff up here, so we're a little more organized, but I've got my stuff up here. This is I Am My Brother's Keeper. I like the second part. Empowering men to take their place. Men need to know their place and be able to take their place and be the head and stop trying to just be out here, trying to just be yourself and be all cool and stuff. And at the end, the enemy is trying to plot a way to kill you. So we're talking about I Am My Brother's Keeper. You need to be sharing this with your nephews, with your teenage boys, your nephews and stuff, your uncles, your brothers, your cousins. Put this book in their hand as a Christmas gift. Yeah, I gave you so-and-so, but check out this book by my pastor. So this book is only $10. So if you want this again, she has it at the bottom of the screen. I Am My Brother's Keeper, and the other one, Women of Substance, Taking New Steps to New Dimensions. And again, these are the last 2 books that he's written, Death, A Need to Understand. These are some awesome books. You can see them right there. Okay, that you need. Okay, so call the church, 252-641-0098, and we'll get them right out to you. This is our second or third order that we've had to do to get these books because they're selling so fast, but we have a good quantity in right now. So get on the phone and call the church. We're not there, but we'll check that answer machine out all the time. When you hear this teaching, you'll hear it on Facebook. Again, parts 1 and 2 are there, and this is part 3. Again, it attaches itself to Big Dreams and Budgeting for Your More season that Bishop did about 10 or 11 sessions for that. Go back over these things. Get ready for 2021. Maybe you made some bad decisions. Of course, all of us made decisions that we wish we shouldn't have in 2020. But now in 2021, you're going to knock the devil off his feet. You're not going to be pulled by the lust of the eyes and the pride of life and fleshly desires. You're going to make good decisions and you're going to come out on top. Now, you didn't get into debt. You get into debt and you gain weight the same way quickly. It doesn't take long. It doesn't take long at all. You can eat today, gain 3, 4, 5 pounds in no time, in 2 days. But to get it off, it takes weeks to get that off, almost a month to get it off. So you're not coming out of debt immediately unless you get a miracle somewhere, and that can happen. But even if you got a miracle and somebody came to you and said, how much debt you in? And you said, I'm in about $150,000 because you may be adding your house and some other stuff. Or you may say about $10,000. Don't you know if they gave you $10,000 and you haven't worked these principles, you'll get back into debt because you never researched it and found out how you got into debt so you wouldn't make those decisions again. Or you haven't worked these principles. You haven't done any planning. You haven't worked these principles and tools that I'm giving you so that you can work them and stay out of debt. So just because you do bankruptcy and you get out of stuff real quick doesn't mean that you won't go back. And a lot of times people that are in bankruptcy will go back in there again because you haven't worked these principles. So I went a little bit over, a lot over, however you want to look at it. I could go another hour. He told me one time to do it in the afternoons, around in the evening time, but I'm not going to do that. You have enough to get you started for 2021. And I appreciate you. I love you. Send me some love down there. I won't say send me some hate. You can keep that, but send me some love down there to let me know whether you appreciate it or not. And I'll read the comments. I'll go back and look because I can't see you now. But I'll go back when I view the streaming and see how you enjoyed it, any questions you had, and how you gave me some more information even to add to what I have. I love you. Have a good Sunday. Thank you so much. I love you, Newness of Life. I love you, Facebook family. Thank you so much. And have a blessed day. Stay safe.